No, I'm in agony! Oh, this Old West showdown sure is taking a long time to start. President Kennedy, over here, Oh. A lot of it was not meant to be taken literally. It's a nice story, Adam and Eve.
The mayor.
The mayor's coming to kill me! Help! Nice ass, nice ass, nice ass, nice ass!
You've heard the reports that enemy planes are approaching. In less than 3 hours, an H-bomb might fall over Portland.
Oh, that's the Everybody Loves Raymond has been canceled alarm. It's been going off for years. The day called Mon, Jamaican Garfield would be displeased. The Eliminator! General Moore, dum 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 dum.
Like myself, I think you're going to be very interested in this story that we're going to tell you.
It's about the disappearance
And
of
in
flight,
this age of
no wait, it's
missiles
about
and
H-bomb.
Man-made moons, it takes on added significance. There are no actors in this story.
That's right, I just admitted I'm not an actor.
The people of the city of Portland, Oregon.
So they're boring people.
And what happened to them, or could happen to them, on a day that we'll call X.
Till we're drunk and lonely, then we'll just call. Beautiful Raccoon City, peaceful suburban bliss.
This is the land, between the mountains and the sea, between the snow-capped crater of Mount Hood and the Pacific.
Between FBI agent Dale Cooper and
country.
TV personality Danny Tanner.
And this is the city, largest dry cargo port on the Pacific coast. And its people are friendly and rugged in the tradition of the Oregon Trail.
So they die of dysentery if you don't have DOS?
415,000, more or less. More or less about the size of Hiroshima. And this is what happened, or could happen.
Or will happen? What is the story?
The sun came up at 6:31.
It's fun being up mind-splittingly early.
And chronicle the event.
Cut!
The paper, Joe noted, was a little heavier than usual, but naturally he didn't stop to read the headlines.
Joe went to public school, so it was doubtful he could even read.
And Mrs. Frank Stufel, Portland housewife, mother of 5, was concerned at 8:02.
Concerned that her name was Frank.
John, it's time to get up. You'll be late for school.
Oh, concerned she was running out of helium.
And with these problems duly appraised, she turned to the woman's page of the Oregonian.
Women are not part of the world and therefore not shaken by its
All
crises.
contain nothing but scare headlines. The time
is 8:27.
Wink.
Wake up, Portland. It's a wonderful day today.
Despite the ominous narrator we can all hear.
KOIN for the best in music and news. And now, we continue our wake-up show with more transcribed tunes.
KOIN coming to you live from Question Mark Box in Mario Land.
at 8:36.
This little child realizes the threat communists pose.
Increased by 1. Timothy James made his first comment at a local hospital and settled down to life in the 20th century.
He was immediately left to roam a crowded mall.
Like all communities, religion is important. The people, like its church architecture, are forward-thinking. At 9, a special service is being held.
A special service for the American dream is dead. Good night, folks!
At the busy port, at 9:18, Ray Matthews, a longshoreman, loaded scrap iron bound for Japan.
So they can make all those good old-fashioned American radios we all know and love.
At 9:37, at the Central Fire Station, the men were busy with their morning chores. Scrubbing hose,
Oh.
cleaning ladders,
Ah.
and shining the pumper.
Oh, two of those things sound really dirty.
By 10 that morning, at the Harvey Scott School, the kindergarten class of Elsie McClendon was much involved with the morning's activities.
Mrs. McClendon was already half in the bag. And then your soul will be forfeit to me, doodly doodly day.
Council come to order. Clerk will call the roll.
Then we'll call the biscuit.
Booty, Bose, Earl.
Dean Booty Bose Earl got
The
back.
city council was much involved, too. A matter of sewer maintenance was one of the problems up for discussion.
I say the sewer gators are our first priority. I say you cram it. Those gators are my friends.
10:31 so far indicated 2 cars stolen, a drunk and disorderly. An average day in an average American city.
Drunk at 10:31. This is my American city.
126.
Could you repeat that after taking the radio out of your mouth?
In a tree, 14 in Ankeny.
Except this day.
Driveway 12 in Ankeny.
This day is the one called X.
Attention all stations. Emergency. This is an air raid warning and Conrad radio alert.
Frankenstein worried.
An air raid warning and Conrad radio alert. Enemy aircraft are over the Illusion. Stand by for one time.
Paralyzed with fear, the police captain is paralyzed.
County time information. Time to Seattle, 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Phew. It's going to Seattle. Someone should put those people out of their misery anyway.
Air raid warning. Enemy aircraft over Canada and Alaska.
America's oversized novelty toque.
3 hours, 15 minutes.
Well, if 9/11 taught us anything, it's that the first major point of attack is going to be Portland, Oregon.
2, Jack Lowe, the city's civil defense director, receives the words.
He repeats them inadequately and is fired from his acting position.
Probably they carried H-bombs. Likely 1, maybe 2 are headed for Portland. The mayor is alerted.
Clerk, gentlemen of the council, I've just received information that enemy planes are approaching this area.
We don't know where Eugene got its plane.
They're sounding the evacuation signal. The council will be in recess, and we'll immediately reassemble at the emergency.
Terry be shrunk, and now he be tiny. So stupid.
And so this day called X, which began in such an ordinary way, is no ordinary day.
Written by Tina Fey, causing the donkeys to bay.
The wail of the siren echoes the warning, and the city prepares for survival.
Or they just stand around smoking and looking at the sky like doofuses. When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? There's a store that still got some shoo-shoos! I'm getting dizzy, Chief. Maybe we should get a pull, too. Quiet down, oh hammerhand. Ha! Johnny Tweed, action reporter.
99 cities in the United States are considered critical targets, and Portland is just one of them. And it's so hard to know in advance how any man will react when that day comes.
Some will hit themselves in the temple and lay down in front of a cop car.
Who has heard the sirens before in practice?
Boy, this guy is dedicated. My mechanic stopped working if it's below 70 or above 80.
There are those like Tom Cook who can't go. He's one of the power load dispatchers for all electric power in the Northwest.
So he'll fry with Sarah Connor.
These men are expendable.
I remind them of this in my Christmas card every year.
Can and do go.
The man least likely to have a workplace affair. Holy shit, I gotta get out of here! I can't move, dear God, I'm frozen with fear! Don't look at the camera. Stop it! What's that, Minnie? Burn it down while they're distracted? I'm not gonna let those commies get me! Tragedy struck today as a beloved film star took her own life.
The time is 10:47. This is a Conrad radio alert.
An attack is totally taking place! Freak out, people! We're all gonna die!
Civil defense information will be broadcast in most areas at 6:40 or 12:40 on your regular radio receiver. I repeat.
I see she graduated the Zooey Deschanel School of Acting.
Alert. Normal broadcasting will be discontinued.
Hey, tips, people! That coffee didn't pour itself!
Information will be broadcast in most areas at 6:40.
What is she, a minotaur? Why would they build a maze like that to keep her back there?
Radio receiver.
When the siren sounds, some cities go underground.
Unless they live over the Morlocks.
Particularly if there's little warning. But Portland evacuates according to a well-thought-out plan.
Their plan? Fucking panic.
10:45 on the day called X. Will it work? Quietly, without panic, the city organizes. Becomes mobile the best it can.
The sick are paraded for the amusement of the healthy. Children are lined up and shoved into furnaces, just because. I'm sorry, crazy children. Crazy children are destroyed. Hurry, we'll miss the burning insane kids, hurry! I hear they're parading the trauma ward! Hells Angels Junior Auxiliary, mobilize!
Civil defense is not apart from normal city functioning. The same utilities involved in caring for a city in peace are those equipped to care for her in an emergency. And when the siren sounds, each man knows his responsibility.
I get to spin the siren. All right, electricity, you hold down the fort.
Public buildings follow a pattern well learned in practice.
Man, this is as boring as hell. What's the big idea showing us all this orderly evacuation footage, Clint Ford?
The idea, to move out of the city, to move fast, but with caution.
Oh. This shot courtesy of crotchcam.com. These Native American cave paintings show the panicked masses the way.
Like other Portland mothers, Mrs. Stufel moves her family to a prearranged location outside the city beyond radiation range with necessary supplies.
She has no husband because he tried to explain to her that a rack of mink coats are not necessary supplies. Cadavers are loaded into a refrigerated truck. This has nothing to do with the air raid, it's just Jeffrey Dahmer's lunch. Men with white mustaches are put into gowns, into a car, and driven off a cliff.
And his mother go for an unexpected ride in a moving van in his first day of life.
Jeffrey's father will receive a ransom note full of crude language. Ah!
How would you like a metal bar upside the head?
Oh my god, you're gonna hit me in the head with a metal bar?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh god.
I already stuck a knife in your back.
Oh god.
At me, Brute.
Now, at 10:50, in this hour of decision,
The president is off in the middle of the woods for some nookie.
a point some 6 miles out of town. Buried in a hill is a blast-proof, radiation-proof operations center where government can continue to function.
Because this country would go downhill if there were no
If
Portland.
necessary, the city can be reorganized. The Portland plan revolves around the local government with Mayor Terry Shrunk its head.
Why he shrunk his head, we'll never know.
Survive if its people are to survive.
Dun dun na dun dun na dun dun na.
Situation looks pretty bad right now. We don't know exactly what's happening, but we do have
Is this gonna be on the test?
over Alaska and Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's us!
you've heard the reports that
They're watching Lady Gaga for the first time.
in less than 3 hours, an H-bomb might fall over Portland.
At which point I'll drop the
Jack Lowe,
F-bomb.
Our Civil Defense Director will coordinate activities here. Jack, what's the situation?
I'm bald and wearing a bow tie. Girls
According to
don't
our
like
latest reports
me.
from CONAD, enemy planes are still headed this way at 450 knots. That will put them just about there on the Alaska-Canadian border.
Alaska's attacking!
I'd say we still have about 2.5 hours
I can see my reflection in your head.
to make a drop.
What's the condition of the evacuation movement
Well,
now?
we have very scanty reports now, because it's only been 15 minutes. But
We do have a guy on a ladder, so...
and with the traffic engineer and see if we get what information we have. I have no information yet as to how it's progressing.
Let's make the round.
10:55.
Jennifer, looking
heads of
good.
utilities,
Sarah, nice to see
military
you.
liaison,
Frank, always great.
Civil Air Patrol, Weather Bureau, and all city departments are functioning.
Hey, Mayor, keep your hands to yourself.
While city commissioners and bureau heads remain behind working with their departments at the emergency seat of government, their families are among those evacuating.
This is my requisition form for a
11,
shirt.
The operations officer is receiving reports on the evacuation of the city, and he is the reporter of the day. Traffic, time, weather.
Public interest,
And in the
sports.
Operations Center's broadcast studio. The time is...
The time is 11:10.
According to one of these clocks,
Official Civil Defense broadcast.
I'm John
Enemy
Squarehead.
aircraft are over Canada and headed this way. Normal broadcasting has been discontinued until after this emergency has passed. You are now tuned to Conrad
and will receive official information and instruction on this frequency.
Oh, this morning show sucks. Where's Bob and Tom?
Tuned to this frequency. Remember, there is a traffic plan for the evacuation of the city. All cars in the downtown area must follow the green light.
Dun, 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 Twin Peaks!
Follow the green light.
Oh, but Agent Dale Cooper.
John Carpenter, a sportscaster, becomes the warning voice. The people of Portland know his voice.
The people of Portland think he's a bum, just like all local sports teams. They're
In
bum.
1955, Portland held a practice mass evacuation. The heart of the city was cleared in 34 minutes.
The worm medication worked
Safe
fast.
to say, that practice evacuation will be responsible for saving a great many lives this day. Should a bomb fall, many will be killed.
I'm sorry, am I bumming you out? People have been telling me I'm a bummer all
The
day.
greater the chances of survival. Pedestrians are helped out of the city. The great dangers are jam-ups and bottlenecks.
Would you call me? I bet that helicopter's headed to the Monroeville Mall.
Whirling over the city, a police helicopter reports traffic movement to the operations center.
There's an idiot going the wrong way.
Copter 1 to dispatcher. Copter 1 to dispatcher.
Not this guy again.
Copter 1, go ahead.
Harbor and Clinton traffic moving very slowly, bumper to bumper.
Also, we're not moving.
One or two lanes be diverted east on Hamilton. Over.
10-4, 1131.
Traffic's light on Sepulveda today.
And at 11:32, at the operations center, Police Chief Hildrunner receives a suggestion.
Chief Roadrunner? Who named these people? Mel Blanc?
Works out a way to divert traffic. Motorcycle policemen are sent to split the load onto a side road.
Get off of Santa Monica, ma'am. National's light this time of day.
An enemy target. But with 3 hours of warning and the time fading fast.
Let's listen to Jungle Boogie on his headphones.
To safety, that all roads be kept open, allowing people to evacuate from the potential target area.
Stop! The show can't go any further. Ah!
Police halt and divert incoming traffic away from the target area.
They're up to double letters on the evacuation routes because so many people leave Portland every minute. Oh, I'm a clown truck!
Move back into the city to restore services. And so trucks of all sizes and of all varieties speed to points outside the city by a detailed plan.
Here we see the Tonka service truck route.
By 11:45, the men and equipment have arrived at the dispersal areas away from the target. Auxiliary police and auxiliary firemen are also in action.
Micro Machine disaster evacuation playset from Galoob. What are they doing? Why do they come here? Some kind of instinct. Memory, something they used to do. This was an important place in their life.
Fire apparatus, take the radiation instruments with you, move immediately to dispersal area.
Remember the tarps. They're the only thing protecting your car from nuclear attack.
Again, move to dispersal cover.
You know, this brings back fond memories of Independence Day. Mostly the fond memory of me walking out of Independence Day.
Around the dispersal area, in local public buildings, emergency kitchens are in operation.
Oh, did this food come from Wendy's? Oh!
Rumors are everywhere.
People tell me this is a man.
Are hard to find.
Unless you look in his/her pants.
But back underground, at the operations center, with time running out.
There's no fighting in the war room!
Are considered.
According to information we have just received from Western Air Defense Command, the situation remains the same.
That's just the way it is. Some things will never change.
Are still approaching in this direction. If they continue on this same course, we can expect an attack in this area anytime after 21:47 Greenwich time.
Parker!
That is 1:47 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Which is when I'm set to wax my dome.
Now I would like a brief situation report from all departments on how we stand.
With our legs!
First,
Sorry.
John, what is the fallout situation?
Fallout Boy sucks, sir.
According to our latest weather
Thingy.
information, the winds will continue in a northeasterly direction at about 10 knots.
10 knots! Ah, the apocalypse!
Thanks, gentlemen. If we have a blast on target,
We can raise enough money to save Delta House.
it will be hours
and probably days before we can get back in.
Sir, we've drawn some doodles of naked women on the back of this notebook we really think you should see.
We have reports that 80% of the city-owned public utility equipment have been successfully evacuated from the city.
And into my front room.
However, there is one group of electric company trucks caught on the west side.
Dangerously close to the west side.
Plan to get them out.
Fire Department, Chief Simpson.
Go, sir.
The fire department's initial dispersal plan is in effect.
I'm not gonna sit here and listen to this.
Several units have already moved down.
File this under sexy nude doodles.
Dispersal points. Engine 24.
What the hell? This is me! I better file it under super sexy nude doodles.
And it will stay on the job until this fire has been controlled.
Police, Chief Hillbruner.
I say we find out what's in these drawers.
Activities, the city is about 65% evacuated. Traffic appears to be moving at about 15 miles an hour outbound. The state and county police have set up an effective roadblock diverting inbound traffic.
Gleam!
Thus enabling us to use all lanes for outbound traffic.
What of the bowling ball waxing machines?
Medical, Dr. Metter.
City hospitals are continuing to evacuate.
He ran out of breath saying that sentence. Dude needs some exercise.
Hospital units are functioning in Forest Grove and Mount Angels. Others should be heard from soon. You might be interested in knowing that en route, one boy and twins were born.
Nope, wasn't interested.
Gus Lang, welfare.
As the reports continue, it is obvious that the Portland plan is working smoothly.
If not boringly.
Only 7 years earlier, Portland had no civil defense. It was then that the idea that civil defense was not to be separated from normal government evolved.
Also, bow ties became mandatory.
In 1952, a 1 mil tax levy to finance the plan was put on the ballot by unanimous decision of the city council.
But the levee broke, and everyone drowned in taxes.
Went out and campaigned. The people voted to tax themselves to protect themselves.
From themselves,
Later,
by themselves.
The charter was amended to assure continuity of government, so that in an emergency like this, should the executive branch become casualties, they would automatically be replaced by a legally established line of succession of other experienced city officials. The people, as now and after the emergency, are assured of continuity of...
Max von Schreck, city chair of Mad Scientists.
Report complete evacuation. There's no panic among the children. They've rehearsed this before. Reports from industries indicate approximately 90% evacuation.
Oh, and my monster's alive! Alive!
See,
if we move this ladder here, where I'm making this mark, then we'll be able to climb it with real authority.
Be doing quite well. Should a bomb fall now, city officials and city services will be able to carry on. And meantime, vital messages are passed on to maintain contact with state and county headquarters.
Gamsagram! Gamsagram, best way to deliver bad news.
W7SAA from W7BS.
Upstairs in...
I says to Mabel, I says, don't even get me started with that bum. I heard she was in a desperate way. I'm wearing a black teddy with nothing underneath. Have you tried cycling your modem? Klondike 917. I am as ugly as I sound. No, you'll have to wash your own underwear.
Comprehensive microfilming project, supervised by Will Gibson, city auditor. More than 3 million documents and records that go back to the first handwritten city council minutes in 1851 have been microfilmed.
So James Bond can hide them in his jacket.
And the engineering records without which the city cannot function are here. And so, in time of disaster, records are preserved. And now...
Lunch ladies on parade!
Some can take time for coffee in a built-in cafeteria. It's time to talk of families which have been evacuated.
Time to gossip about the nerds in their class and who goes all the way.
And it's time to be alone and think of the future.
Then again, the scary janitor is always alone, staring. One more punk throws his wrapper on the ground and I'm dissolving him, I swear to God.
Now to rest. 300 can live here.
Pee stain, poop stain. Ah, here's a clean one.
The Operations Center has its own water supply, its own electric power, even its own purified air.
Ah, Kim Cattrall!
At 1:30, on this day called X,
I suddenly want to buy old Navy fleece knit sweaters.
Strange and silent. Almost all its people have gone.
The police take one more drive down the street looking for someone to hassle, so they can go out doing what they loved.
And at 1:32, as directed by the mayor, The siren sounds once more.
To annoy any remaining birds.
Take cover.
Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap!
The evacuation is stopped, and there is nothing to do but wait. Back in the operations center, the day called X reaches its climax.
Time now, 1:47.
That is exactly the time, Batman.
Enemy bombers are probably overhead.
You suck! Tell some jokes! That blinking light means you only have 5 minutes left in your set. It's Kilroy! Kilroy's here! Did you see that guy's face? John Hodgman, Lily Tomlin, Emily Deschanel, John Goodman, James Cromwell, William H. Macy, a different John Hodgman, pencil-thin mustache, pointy-chin black hair, and thin-lipped glasses guy. In a tower glows in the forest. Whatever happened to Fay Ray?
What happened after that moment
Was boring.
we leave you to contemplate. But one thing is certain.
It was boring.
Portland has a plan for the survival of its people and the continuity of its government.
Hooray! We won't lose Portland!
You know, actually, the survival of this entire nation depends upon the ability of federal, state, and local governments to carry out their responsibilities in the event of a massive nuclear attack.
Nuclear.
Each new scientific development in the weapons of war presents a new challenge. And the people of Portland, through working together,
Have stopped us from filming any more of this crap fest.
if there really were a day called X.
Then there would be 8 days in a week. I'm Glenn Ford. Dum da dum dum dum.